Welcome to MMA Dogs. My name is Hector. This is my dog Dan.
Hey.
Thank you for tuning in today and watching our video. If you haven't had a chance to do so, please subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you get an email letting you know that we uploaded something to our channel, a new video, and that way it makes it really convenient for you, so you don't have to go fumbling around searching YouTube for predictions and searching for our latest video and having to worry about, is there something new out, or, it just makes it real simple, really convenient, it's free, and it's automatic. So if you hit subscribe up on top, or if you hit subscribe here with a link we'll put, you'll just get that automatic, convenient email, and then you can get the automatic notification. Now, if you already have a YouTube channel, if you're already active on YouTube and you already subscribe to channels, you'll get by subscribing you'll get the automatic feed. So you'll get the feed up there. It'll show MMA Dogs release a new video, and then you can check it out from there.
Please check out our website, MMADogs.com. MMADawgs.com.
Yep.
It has all of our predictions, past, present, and future events, including some we haven't even done a video for. So you can check that out and see what we really think about all the fights and not just the ones that you see online. Now, we also have our MMA betting strategy up there. We have our proven track record and other helpful links that can help you with your predictions for those fights.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great website, so please check that out. And now we'll move on to Twitter. We both really like Twitter. It makes it really convenient to stay up to date with what your favorite fighters are doing with the upcoming fights. So, for example, we had Michael Bisping, who's got about 130,000 followers, Demetrius Johnson, who has about 29,000 followers, and Andre Pederneiras, the head coach at Novo União. So he coaches Jose Aldo, Honey Marks, Renan Barão. He's got about 11,000 followers. They all liked our video, so they shared it with all their friends. So it's a great way to communicate with the coaches of MMA, all the athletes, and it's just a great way to keep in touch with all the people who also like MMA like us. So we'll also update it with pictures and different things that are going on with our website and everything that has to do with MMA Dogs. So it's a great way. You simply follow, free, and it's at MMADogs.com for the website and at MMA Dogs for the Twitter.
I know a lot of you guys already have Facebook. If you want updates there, please like our page. And in addition to that, you all get to see when we update, like when we're at a fight or something, we upload pictures or some kind of like news about what happened or something like that that we might have witnessed that you might not get to see on TV. So that's something to look out for too if you want to look at us on Facebook.
Yeah. So Twitter and Facebook, it's real nice because it's up to the minute, direct access instead of, sometimes we have to edit videos and edit things to put them on our website. With Twitter and Facebook, by following on Twitter, by liking our Facebook, you get that instant gratification, that instant feed. And iTunes, we also have a podcast on iTunes. By subscribing to that, you'll get an automatic notification as well. You can download our podcast, and then you can take it with you. So if you're in the car, bored out of your mind, driving to work, or if you're at lunch and you're just like, man, I want to hear what's the latest in MMA news, the latest in predictions. I want to have some food for thought. Maybe you're developing your own opinion on some fights, but you would like to hear maybe somebody else's opinion, something like that. So that's what's really nice about podcasts. You can take them with you. You can listen to them, while you're making lunch, while you're having your breakfast or whatever, and just put it on your iPhone, your iPod, your MP3 player, your smartphone. Load it up on there. You can take it with you. So yeah, MMA Dogs, same thing. The podcast, and I like the podcast because it's more unrehearsed, just kind of us talking and giving our opinion, and it's very nice and convenient. And then last but not least, my dog and I were talking about this, is we really enjoy reading the comments. So please leave a comment, whether it's your first time leaving a comment or you've commented on all our videos. We really appreciate it. Please tell us where you're from. Then you get to see people from all around the world are watching, which is a lot of fun. We really enjoy that. So and it's free. It's just a way, whether you agree with our picks or whether you have a different view, you view the fight differently, it doesn't matter. We really appreciate it, and it gives a great opportunity for all of us to discuss MMA, discuss the latest topics. So please leave a comment and subscribe. Check out all of our website, social media, podcasts, all that good stuff. So let's get on to some predictions. UFC 156, February 2nd, Super Bowl weekend on pay-per-view. We have a light heavyweight matchup between Sugar Rashad Evans and Little Nog Rogerio Nogueira. So why don't we start by taking a look at Rashad's last 2 fights. Most recently, he fought John Jones for the belt, and he lost a 5-round decision. And the fight before that, he won a 5-round decision over Phil Davis. And let's take a look at Little Nog's last 2 fights. His most recent fight was over a year ago at UFC 140, where he beat Tito Ortiz via TKO. And his fight before that was almost 2 years ago, where he lost the decision to Phil Davis. Now, listen, so Rogerio Nogueira is a very accomplished MMA fighter. He fought in Pride. He beat Dan Henderson. He beat Overeem twice. He got a bronze medal for boxing in the Pan American Games. He's got a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So, I mean, this guy, he's very accomplished. Not going to take anything away from him. He's fought very good opponents. And he's very recognizable, in the MMA game. Him and his brother, they're twins. Big Nog, Little Nog. So Rogerio, is a very distinguished guy in the MMA community. With that being said, that was then, and this is now. And I got Rashad Evans. Rashad Evans all day long. Now, Rashad Evans is going to use his superior athletic ability. He's going to use his wrestling. He wrestled at Michigan State. Just barely missed being an All-American there. He's just, he upset the legendary Greg Jones in a wrestling match. So he's got incredible wrestling. He has, very, very quick on his feet, explosive takedowns. So Rashad Evans is going to dictate where this fight takes place. Whether it's on the feet, where he can use his kicks, he's got knockout power, or whether he decides to take him down to the ground and use ground and pound. Rashad Evans has never been submitted, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Rashad Evans take him down, ground and pound, real smart, or stay on the feet, kick him, kick him. He just uses superior athletic ability, speed, power, just overall, just overall better. Now, one of the things I want to bring up here, Jason Brills. This is actually the first UFC fight my dog went to.
UFC 114.
UFC 114. Rashad Evans versus Rampage Jackson. Now, Jason Brills beat Nogueira in that fight. I don't care what the Nevada Athletic State Commission and the judges think. Would you agree, dog?
Well, it was a close first. It was a close first and third round.
But who won that fight?
But Brills easily won the second round.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like the Seaver-Wyman fight.
No, dog. Don't be polite. Rogerio Nogueira is not watching this fight. He's busy doing his own thing, running his own gym. Dog, Jason Brills won that fight.
I agree. I picked Brills.
Not only do you and I agree, but the other 15,000 people in attendance and all the other people who watched it later. Sometimes you watch a fight, it's like, okay, whatever. Then you go and watch it again, and then you watch it again, and then you can see, hey, this guy, didn't. Let's say it was a draw, just for argument's sake, for all the Rogerio fans. Now, I know there's a lot of people in Brazil watching, but like I said in this video, I'm not taking anything away from Rogerio, but now we gotta look at the present, and we have to try and predict this fight. I understand. I have a lot of respect for Nogueira, and I know the Nogueira brothers and what they've accomplished, and I really like them. I really like both of them. I like Big Nog more than I like Little Nog, but I definitely respect him. So it's not any disrespect to him. It's just the matchup. If anything, you guys should be mad at the UFC and Joe Silva and Dana White for making this matchup because, in my opinion, this is a one-sided matchup. So, Ryan Bader also beat Nogueira. So Nogueira, he's had his time, and just because he's not fighting, let's say he retires, he can be an excellent coach. He's got a lot of experience, a lot to share. I'm sure he's got a bunch of guys on the come up that he's training, so he still has a lot to look forward to. But to go up against a guy like Sugar, Rashad, Evans, I mean, that's asking for a lot at this point of his career. So, Rashad can use his agility, his speed, win this fight however he wants. Got to play it smart. Now, Rashad Evans has got hit, by Thiago Silva. He's got hit by some guys, clipped, and he's fallen, but he's recovered. So other than, what Machida did to him. But still, the point here is that I've got Rashad Evans winning this fight. 5 stars. 5 stars, guys. Rashad Evans, with the odds being what they're at right now, it's going to have to be 2-team parlay, 3-team parlay. Very confident Rashad Evans. What do you got, Doc?
Yes. When I first heard about this matchup, in my opinion, I said, whoa, what a whale Rogerio might be in this fight. Now, for those of you who don't know, I don't think we've explained this before, a whale is an underdog, sometimes a huge underdog, who we think can go out there and finish the fight. So I'm thinking right away, they're completely underestimating Nogueira.
Now, this is what
fight.
you were thinking, dog, and I remember, let's just make it clear, this is what my dog was thinking, and I remember you and I had a conversation over the phone about it, and yeah, I mean, obviously, when we're talking over the phone or something like that, we don't necessarily have it, record it so we can upload it and share it.
Right.
But I remember telling my dog, dog, I was talking to him about it, and of course, anytime somebody has an opposing view of mine, I'll always listen to it, because perhaps there's something that I'm missing. So yeah, my dog thought to himself, "Little Nog, what? So what were you thinking there, dog? Tell him so that way." Perhaps somebody else is thinking the same thing.
When I was researching right away, I'm thinking Little Nog. Wow, I hate it. I absolutely hate it when a guy's on a big winning streak, loses a decision to a champ, basically their momentum is just killed, and that just lights a fire under their next opponent, and they go in there and upset them. Just ask, Mark Hominick after he fought Aldo, or Jake Shields and Dan Hardy after they fought GSP. These guys can go out there and just think, okay, I'm still a favorite. I might have lost my last fight, but it was a judge's decision. And then they get clipped and they're out. And so it's it's really hard. Now, both of these guys have only ever been finished one time in their career. I think Nogueira, he was a huge 25-1 favorite against Sokoudjou. Got knocked out in 20 seconds or
in
something.
Vegas.
Some shit like that. And then Rashad Evans goes out there and gets brutally knocked out by Machida, losing the belt to him. Now, I'm putting everything aside from that and everything. I'm looking at these guys' last fights and everything, and, Rashad looked good against Phil Davis, but for some reason, Phil Davis seems to only look good when he finishes a fight. In my personal opinion, I feel like when Phil Davis goes to the judges, I'm not impressed at all. And that's before he lost to Rashad Evans. When he fought Nogueira, when he fought, I forgot who it was before that. But for some reason, I just feel like Nogueira, when he loses decisions, I feel like there's something I could see in that fight. His loss to Phil Davis was basically, hey, so you didn't do too great, but you didn't do too bad. And yeah, Phil Davis got the nod. When he fought Ryan Bader, I'm thinking, okay, you were hurt early, you survived, and you probably could have finished off Ryan Bader late in that fight if he had, because Bader was gassed mid-second round in that fight, and I really feel like Nogueira had the momentum swing towards him. He still lost the fight because Bader's wrestling, but regardless, and then you got Sugar Rashad Evans here coming off of a loss and beating Phil Davis. Obviously, Phil Davis is a pretty good fighter, but I just feel like the margin on this fight is Rashad Evans should be the favorite, no doubt about it. but I feel like the odds are a little bit disrespectful for Nogueira. I feel like Rashad Evans should be more like minus 200, maybe minus 250, 275. Not no minus 400, 450, or whatever the ridiculous odds are right now. So I've changed my pick to Rashad Evans for one reason and one reason only. Or actually, I should say two reasons. Nogueira's layoff and Nogueira's coming off injury. Now, Nogueira came off injury before he finished off Tito Ortiz. And I really, 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 really think he can expose Rashad Evans and knock him out. But that would be, in my head, the absolute only way he's going to win that fight. He's going to get wrestled to a decision, or Rashad Evans could beat him. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to go to a judge's decision. It's going to be dominant, 30-27, 30-26 or whatever. But I absolutely think Sugar Rashad wins this fight. But like I said, the margin and him being like losing his momentum from losing to Jones and all that and everything. This is a do not bet. Do not bet. Like my dog said, I believe he said parlay, but not a bet, right? Just a parlay because the odds are just like to do a straight.
A straight
bet would just be too much.
Yeah, a straight wager in this particular case, I would say you're gonna have to parlay him with someone else. Parlay him with two more people.
You have to keep in mind. Rashad Evans, when he fought Tito Ortiz the second time before the draw, Tito Ortiz had him in a guillotine choke. Even Rampage caught him late in that fight. So you have to give respect to Nogueira, and I feel like he is a good straight bet. I actually think I might actually put some money on Nogueira, even though I'm picking Rashad, just because I kind of think the margin there could happen. But I really feel like Rashad Evans is going to win this fight. And as always, as a tool, I like to use the UFC game that came out about a year ago to sim fights, just to see what would happen or whatever. And since they update the stats and everything, it's somewhat a little bit accurate. Now, both these guys haven't fought since the last stat update, so the stats are pretty much more accurate than they are for other matchups. Nogueira won 7 out of 12. So that makes perfect sense in my head because it's almost like a pick-em. I really feel like Nogueira still should be the underdog, but he shouldn't be the heavy underdog. And he could be a whale, but I'm still picking Rashad Evans. Do not bet. If the odds get ridiculous enough, I would say definitely pick Nogueira for a straight bet. If the odds get that ridiculous, but I wouldn't go out there and bet the farm on him or anything like that. I'm just saying, no matter how much the odds get ridiculous on, the fight's always going to be closer than that because the odds aren't going to get any closer than they already are. They've already spread it far apart. Unless Rashad gets some kind of like injury like we saw with Rampage against Bader, I don't think the odds are going to get very close together anymore. And with all that being said, I'm taking Rashad Evans, 30-27 decision. Do not bet, do not parlay. Just sit back, watch the fight.
Yeah, Dog, you touched on a really good point, and that was when you said about, go ahead and say it again for the people who perhaps want to hear about the, when somebody loses to the champion.
Yeah, the momentum. The momentum is just dead, and it's usually a decision loss, not a finish. They come off of a finish, like Chad Mendez losing to Jose Aldo, finish. Cain Velasquez losing to Junior Dos Santos, finish. They come out there and they just wipe out their next opponent. Obviously, Cain Velasquez beat Bigfoot and then took the belt back from Junior. But they came out in their next fight and finished the fight right away. But when they go out there and lose a decision, like
Shields.
These guys, Shields, Hardy, Hominick, these guys go out there as a favorite and they get caught, and you have to be aware of that.
So what I want to touch on to that is when a fighter is so close to getting to their goal, which is that UFC belt goal, right? That's their goal. When they're so close to getting it, they can touch it, they can feel it, they can taste it. Like, God, I'm almost a UFC champion of the world. UFC champion. And they lose. And now they're right back to the bottom. Right back, maybe not all the way down the ladder, but they got to beat some more guys. And they've worked so hard and they've sacrificed so much of their life, of their personal life. We don't know what kind of friendships and relationships these guys lose and suffer, and things get hurt because they're trying to accomplish such a great thing that there's a mental lapse, there's a mental barrier. Now there's this mental scar that they have to heal from. And that's very tough for some guys, So they go out there and they lose two fights, they lose another fight, they just start going down the slide. So that mental aspect is something that I don't feel gets brought up enough in MMA discussions. And it's a matter of whether or not a guy is going to be able to heal from that in time and continue fighting. Are they going to be able to find it inside of them and say, hey, you know what, I'm going to continue to fight. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to lose. I want to give it another shot. Or if they're going to sit back and I don't know. And in my opinion, what I've seen from Rashad Evans is that this guy has heart. This guy's going to go in there and do whatever it takes. Yeah, he's gotten rocked and some people critique him for that. Yeah, he's got knocked out. But you know what? This guy continues to push forward. He doesn't just give up. And do you remember he sat out when he wanted to fight? Do you guys remember he sat out for as long as he did when he wanted to fight for the belt? He wanted to fight for that belt. And then he got injured, and the rest is history. But this guy, he wants to win. He's a winner. He was a winner at Michigan State. He's in my opinion, he's one of the best fighters in the world. And I really see him winning this fight. Now, the other thing I want to say is a lot of times when people discuss picks, the ultimate goal that we have here isn't that you look at us and say, oh, we're just going to go with their picks, or I'm going to change my mind because that's what the MMA dogs think, or I'm going to change my mind because that's what Dan thinks, or I'm going to change my mind because that's what Hector thinks. We want you guys to formulate your own opinion and formulate your own picks and your own predictions. Now, I could be sitting here telling you it's a 5-star pick for Rashad Evans, and in your head, you might be thinking, man, this guy's nuts. I've got a 5-star on Nogueira, and that's okay. That's part of what we're doing here. MMA fight analysis, predictions, betting strategy, but also we like the interaction of it. So leave a comment, say, hey, this is what I think. Even if it's not what we think, that's okay. That's cool. Tell us where you're from. We can get a good interaction going here. But it's always good to speak what's on your mind, to give your opinion, say, hey, look, guys, this is how I see the fight going. So that's what me and my dog are trying to do. And I would never try and change my dog's opinion on a fight. I would never call him and say, dog, you're dead wrong. Here, pick up the phone. Ring, ring. Hey, dog, you're dead wrong. What are you talking about? I would say, hey, this is what I see. And then, of course, I listen to what he has to say, what he sees. And I could come up with a lot of examples. We can drag this video out forever of different things that my dog has seen that I didn't see, or that I've seen that my dog didn't see, etc. But the point is that I want you guys to go with your gut. So first, not just, you have to analyze it, right? Oh, this is what I see. Okay, watch the footage, and then go ahead and go with what you feel with your gut. So if my dog's gut was telling him to go with Little Nog, I always encourage him to say, hey, go with your gut pick. And that's something that there's something to be said about that, because if you're educated in MMA and you know what's going on, and you follow the fighters, you'll be able to have a pretty good percentage of predictability, a good ratio. With all that being said, I'm going with Rashad Evans via knockout, 5 stars, 2-team parlay, 3-team parlay. What do you got, dog?
Rashad Evans, 30-27 decision. Do not bet, do not parlay. In relation to this fight, Bigfoot versus Overeem, I really think a lot of people are counting on Overeem to win and Rashad to win. This one, I see one of these two guys losing. I think it could be either guy. I don't think they're both going to lose, but I don't think they're both going to win either. So is it going to be Bigfoot and Rashad that wins, or is it going to be Nogueira and Overeem that wins? I'm picking Bigfoot as of right now, and I'm picking Rashad. But could Nogueira and Overeem win? Absolutely. So these are both really tough pick'em fights, but if you want my personal opinion on it, I actually think that parlaying one of the underdogs with one of the favorites might not be a bad parlay, but for me in particular, I would say Do not parlay. If you're gonna parlay somebody, I would put more faith in parlaying Little Nog with Overeem rather than Bigfoot with Rashad, even though my pick is going to be Rashad and Bigfoot.
If you haven't had a chance to do so, please subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you get an email letting you know that we uploaded something to our channel, a new video, and that way it makes it really convenient for you, so you don't have to go fumbling around searching YouTube for predictions and searching for our latest video and having to worry about, is there something new out, or, it just makes it real simple, really convenient, it's free, and it's automatic. So if you hit subscribe up on top, or if you hit subscribe here with a link we'll put, you'll just get that automatic, convenient email, and then you can get the automatic notification. Now, if you already have a YouTube channel, if you're already active on YouTube and you already subscribe to channels, you'll get by subscribing you'll get the automatic feed. So you'll get the feed up there. It'll show MMA Dogs release a new video, and then you can check it out from there.
Please check out our website, MMADogs.com. MMADAWGS.com.
Yep.
It has all of our predictions, past, present, and future events, including some we haven't even done a video for. So you can check that out and see what we really think about all the fights and not just the ones that you see online. Now, we also have our MMA betting strategy up there. We have our proven track record and other helpful links that can help you with your predictions for those fights.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great website, so please check that out. See you in the next video.